There are some people trying, but they never get in.
You got to be hungry.
Yep.
When you come to cybersecurity, it's a very big field.
Yeah.
It's very broad. You have to make sure that you're really 100% committed, because I say minimum 10 applications a day.
All right.
A lot of the companies, they don't have time to have the recruiter just go and review everybody's resume.
Everything.
It's hundreds plus of people applying for it. So they have the ATS, which will scan for keywords. So before you click apply, make sure that your resume is tailored to the company.
This is Clinton. He's a cybersecurity engineer. He's been in the field for more than 5 years, and he's a CEO of Sentinel. So it's a cybersecurity. Quickly, so we talk about cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity?
A lot of people get it very mistaken. IT and cybersecurity.
Yeah.
IT is the broader picture, and then cybersecurity is the protection. We're protecting the systems, the users, the devices, the whole entire network of that company. So let's say for my company, Sentinel Cyber Institute, we have cybersecurity employees. They're protecting us from attackers. If you're transitioning, make sure you have a structure, make sure you have a focus, 100% knowing what you're doing. And sometimes too is guidance, my bro.
Grab your note, sit down, and get everything you can have from this conversation. So we're gonna start quickly by asking Clinton right now, how long you been in the United States, Clinton?
Yeah. So first off, the name is Clinton, and I have been in the industry for over 5 years in the SOC environment.
Okay.
And it's been a good journey so far, and for America, for United States, it's a beautiful country, and I always say that sometimes you have to be on the outside looking in to see the opportunities. And I think that's what a lot of the immigrants, they have the advantage, because they're on the outside, they're in a different environment, they see everything. So my dad saw that. My dad saw that when I was very young. When I was very young, he had the family, and he thought that, hey, I see there's opportunity there in the United States, let me bring these little boys. So I came in at a very young age. I came in, it's been over a decade now where I've been in this United States. I went to middle school, elementary, high school, college, and now I'm here. We've been in the United States for some time now.
Remind our listener, where you from?
Yeah, so I'm originally from West Africa, Ghana.
West African Ghana.
I'm from Ghana.
All right. Nice
we love our Ghanaians and our Cameroonians.
Yes,
and everybody.
Yes, sir. So definitely, we're gonna dive right now into the cybersecurity quickly. So we talk about cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity, and what get inside the field? Yeah,
absolutely. That a lot of people get it very mistaken. IT and cybersecurity.
Yeah.
IT is the broader picture, where there's the network of a company, there's the devices of the company, the assets, the people, the business aspect of the company. And then cybersecurity is the protection. We're protecting the systems, the users, the devices, the whole entire network of that company. So let's say for my company, Sentinel Cyber Institute, we have cybersecurity employees. They're protecting us from attackers, from people like you. Come after you're a hacker. If you try to come and hack me, if I have cybersecurity professionals, they're in there to make sure that the business is being protected in terms of anything internet-wise, the network-wise.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like us, to try to put down, here in United States, especially, we have the GovTech, because we have people saying, the contracting, those who have contract from the government, and then we have a private sectors. And then, is there any difference between those two, the GovTech and then the private sector technology?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good that you asked that question, because when you come to cybersecurity, it's a very big field. It's very broad. And when you say GovTech, we live in Northern Virginia. Right? So most of the contracts is for the government. The government has these contracts that are given to companies. It could be small business contracts, it could be medium business, it could be large firms like Khaki, Northern Grumman, Peraton, these big Mantech, big companies. And it's essentially a contract to help support a customer. So let's say that you are the customer. There's a contract for whoever wins that contract to come and support you within your cybersecurity space in your company. And then you have the private sector, which is like your Apple, your Walmart, your Target. These are private companies that is not necessarily tied to the government. So you're not affiliated with anything DOD, DOJ, DHS, none of that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just your own private company.
All right.
Right.
So do you think between those, which one is easier to get inside of here? If for someone who's just wanna start something, which way is it? The GovTech, the private sector? Which one you think is easier?
You know, everybody's experience is different, right?
Yeah.
And from my experience, again, we're in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
We live in the DMV.
Okay.
Most of the cybersecurity jobs, if you go to Google right now, you search it, everything is going to be government. Most of them.
Most of them.
But that does not mean that it's not private. Because from my experience, I've only worked with government contracts. I haven't done anything private yet. Right?
Yeah.
One of my guys, he works at Walmart. When I heard Walmart, I'm like, is he pushing the contract? No, but he actually works for the technology aspect of Walmart. But in my experience, I see that there's a lot of government contracts, especially within the Northern Virginia region. So if you're breaking in,
This is one way I like to take this way between the GovTech and the private sector. Like, you know, definitely the private sector, they hire you as an engineer to help them have more incomes in the company, you know, more benefit. But the GovTech, I hire you because they have some, I don't know, some project in the government that they want you to help them get to that point. And then how you get paid? If you're working in the government tech, I think it's the taxpayers' money. So the money is already set there for you to get paid. But sometimes on the private sectors, they pay you based on what the company getting. So that's a little different sometimes, you know. And they're saying as well that about a security job. So when you're doing or you're working for the government, you kind of, you know, have a secure job than the private, because at any time it can change. But for the government, just because the money is already set on the place, you kind of a little bit safe. So
so that we can also break it down. Within the government, you have the civilians, which is for the government, and then you have the contractors. Now, nothing is safe in this world, bro. But when we say safe, let's just say,
I want to put in quotes.
Government civilians, they're typically more safe than the contractors. If the contract is done, my bro, you're out. You're out of there. But you know, when you come to the private aspect, yes, if the business is not doing good, we don't care about you. We'll take you out of there. You know, you're not gonna get paid as much as government contractors, because you are dealing with a contract, like you said, it's a big ballot. Hundreds of millions of dollars. So how much would they pay you? A couple $100,000. It's okay, you know. But when we come to a private sector, it depends on the revenues that the company is making.
All right. So let's move to the main part here. You know, with advising people to get inside the cybersecurity, but a lot of people are struggling to get their first role. How was it challenging for you for the first time to have your first role?
So, again, everybody's experience is different. And I think that everybody should acknowledge their experience, their story, and not try to compare it with other people. But with my story, I did 4 years of college. I did 4 years at Old Dominion University, and I was doing information systems. So I already kind of knew where I was heading to, where I was going. But it wasn't until my senior year of college. Because you know, when you're in college, my bro, you're just learning anything. You just want to pass the class. So when I was senior in college, I knew that cybersecurity is becoming, everybody's talking about cybersecurity. But I'm also here learning about business calc. What is business calc? It's not going to help me. So I spoke with somebody that told me that if you want to break into cybersecurity, then focus on the SOC. So that's what I did. I knew that, okay, I'm getting out of school. I have no experience, right? So I went into the military right out of school. So I graduated in May, in 2022, May. And then I went straight to the military. And so while in the military, you have to do something called basic training. Basic training is 3 months. No phones, no nothing.
Nothing, man.
But before I was going, I had my Security Plus, right, which is a very good certification. I had my Security Plus. So basic training, 3 months, I'm not studying. There's nothing going on for me in my life. But I already knew the vision where I was going. So at AIT, which is after basic training, that's where you go and you get trained for your job in the military. My brother, every single day,
Yes, sir.
while we are in class,
You just
while we
learning.
are in class, 4 a.m., we wake up 4 a.m. to like 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah, reading.
Learning behind the class. I'm sitting behind the class, I'm learning. And I think it once you kind of align, you're showing, you're doing what you have to do, it felt good.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that when I go home, there's something waiting for me. There's a job waiting for me. So
yeah.
I graduate, I come back home in December 2022, and that's what I'm saying about this story is different. I just do my resume, I put it out there, and a recruiter called me.
Okay.
So a recruiter actually reached out to me,
Yeah.
and they scheduled the interview, you know, and it was just one time for me,
One
bro.
time. And then that's it.
That's it.
Crazy.
They called me,
Crazy.
but that one time is because I showed, I was ready, I was practicing, I was reading, you know, I was doing the work every time.
Yeah.
So it all kind of aligned, and when the opportunity came, I was already prepared, and I just killed it one time, bro.
There we go, there we go.
One time, but the challenge was, at the time, I didn't have my clearance yet.
Clearance stuff, yeah.
I did not have my clearance. So I got hired in Christmas, actually, December and Christmas. So it was a very good Christmas gift for me.
Yeah.
But I had to wait. That was my challenge. I had to wait for my clearance to process and then, you know, start working. So I stayed home for a couple of months before.
Yeah. So talking about this clearance stuff, how important the clearance is it in the cyberspace to get a job?
Absolutely, man. Again, you're dealing with high secret information if you're in cybersecurity. The whole point is for you to have those kind of top secret information and protect it. So clearance is essentially for you to have that, to say that, okay, Kamapi, you have the required need to know information, that we can trust you that with this information, you're not a terrorist, stuff like that. So clearance is very important, especially with the GovTech stuff in Northern Virginia.
All right. So yeah, and then earlier you mentioned that you have a college degree, and then I know out there a lot of people kind of talking like, oh, actually you don't really need a college degree to get inside the cyber field. What do you say about that?
Again, my bro, listen to what they're saying, listen to what I'm going to say, and then you come up with your own conclusion. Because people, there's so much voice going on out there. And that is why you have to you have to discern like which one pertains to me and my life. If you're already in college, my bro, and you're in your second year or your third year, and somebody tells you college is not, so you're going to drop, don't drop out.
Don't drop out.
Finish.
Yeah. So let's say for someone, who is thinking about getting inside the field.
Of course.
He's not yet
it's not there yet.
College. Okay. And then he's like, okay, they say I just need this certification and I'll just jump inside the field. And someone will say, no, you have to go to school, get a degree so you will master the field. So looking at those two, what do you say? And it's someone can just have a certification and, you know, break inside the fields, or, you know, there's a necessary training required behind.
Of course. So here's the thing. Again, cybersecurity is a specialized field. So you do need those certifications. The certifications is what's going to get you that qualification. Or if an employer comes and they'll say that, oh, wow, you're certified to be here. Now, that is the key. They need the certifications to prove that you're good to go. But most of the time, it's the HR that will ask for the degree. Because in my experience, I haven't had an employer asking me when I'm doing an interview, oh, you have a degree? Wow, what degree do you have? They don't ask that. But for compliance sakes, though, the HR people will probably come and say that, oh, do you have a degree? Do you have this? What do you have? That shows accreditation. However, the degree can also give you a leverage compared to somebody that does not have the degree. You see what I'm saying? So it's all competition. But I'll also say that certifications is very important. So if you do have the means, you do have the scholarship or whatever to go get the education aspect, take care of that too. Get that out the way. Because at the end of the day, even if you do get a certification, you get the job, they will still require you along the road to go and get that degree. See what I'm saying?
So yeah, it's kind of 50-50 in this. Because talking about my own experience, for example, I do have a degree in networking information. So, but let's say my current position that I have now, they have or send some certification to prove to the government that those people have the ability to do the job.
Correct.
So in some way, like you say, it's really 50-50.
Yeah.
But we just come back again to the question, like, let's say you don't have a degree.
You don't have a degree.
Okay. And then you go for a training, a specific training. And then you get the certifications, you get the training. Can you at that time, break inside the field?
Of
have
course.
good positions?
Of course.
Okay.
If you do get the right training, then I'm sure you're gonna get to that. You're gonna ask me all that.
Yeah.
But it's all about making sure you know what you want first,
Yeah.
and then you studying for those certifications. Like I said, when you go into the job interview, the employer is not gonna ask you. Whoever is interviewing you is not gonna ask you,
Yeah.
"Hey, come up here. What degree do you have, my bro?" They'll ask you, "What certification do you have?"
Yeah, you want to be more
You see what I'm saying? More specific, because we don't care about that, right?
Yeah.
I work with a lot of people that does not have that degree,
yeah.
but they do have that certification that shows that they have a skill.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Okay.
Because the degree, again, you are going to go and learn all these different things.
Stuff,
that does not matter. So that certification is tailored specifically, but degree is also good. So once you get your foot in the door, now that you are working, again, then if you have the means, you have time to go and do the degree, get that out of the way too. Take care of it,
All right, definitely. So to be really more specific, we're talking about cybersecurity here. I know people listening to us going to say, "Oh, you guys talking about certification." Which certification? What specific requirement? The basic for someone who just want to get inside the field.
Yeah.
The basic requirement. I know there's a lot of certification out there. There's not a requirement out there. But for someone who just new and want to start from basic, which recommendation can you give him where the person can start?
Of course, we see some tier A classes here. Don't worry, So the minimum requirement to break it, every cybersecurity, I don't care what field, what specific role, is a security plus.
Security plus, yeah.
Get your security plus.
Yes, sir.
Get your security plus.
Yes, sir, guys.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Security plus is important. Yeah.
But because here's the trick.
Yeah.
You are going to cybersecurity. So what is the name of the certification? Security plus.
Yeah. It's important, guys.
You see?
Yeah, I just want to confirm again, like me as well, when I started, looking for position in the field, some recruiter was asking me, "Do you have the security plus?" This is real. Yeah. I have to go ahead, do some training and get the security plus, because why that certification is important, especially for those who want to break inside a contractor position.
Correct.
This is a requirement, especially those who work for the DoD. I don't know for the other department, but mostly for DoD. This is a basic requirement. It's like, oh, you want to touch government equipment, get the security plus.
Correct.
Because they want to make sure that at least you know the basics about security plus, about security. Like, oh, if you receive an email in your mail, so you have to check, make sure you know the difference.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
My girl today called me.
Yeah.
She called me. She was like, "Oh, baby, there's Navy Federal on the line, and they're telling me that I should send them a code because somebody is trying to break into my account."
That's the
and
thing.
I said, "Baby, put me on the line."
There you go.
I get on the line. I'm talking to this guy. I'm playing with him because I already know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But my girl does not know.
Yeah, she's not aware.
I'm asking him, okay, so you're telling me that there's people that's trying to break in, there's devices that's trying to break into her account. Why didn't she get notifications? Why are you the one calling her? Why is she not calling you? What is your employee ID? And then he hanged up.
That's the thing.
But if my girl did not call me, the message was, your Apple ID code is this.
Yeah.
How are you calling from Navy Federal and you are sending Apple ID code? So you see, basic, security plus. But she doesn't have that, so she doesn't know. So if you go and apply, even if you have a degree, they'll be like, "Hey,
we're not sure that you know all the basics." So that's why they will send you back
to get
that certification. And that certification is good because the certification has all the basics.
Correct.
And then now you're gonna move from the security plus and grow whatever level you want to get into. So yeah. And then let's say you have the security plus, okay? And then you talk also about the clearance. Yeah. So do you think security plus and clearance, put those two together can be helpful?
It's powerful.
Powerful.
I mean, it's again, it's the minimum requirement.
Yeah.
there's obviously more to it, but if you want the minimum requirement, power couple,
Yeah.
you need secret clearance at least,
Yes.
you know, and then your security plus.
Security plus.
Both together, man, recruiters will be calling you.
There you go.
Because you check that minimum requirement
There you go.
compared to hundreds of people that is trying to get into it.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the thing. You know, there's a lot of people, for people who really want to get inside the field, there are people who are already working in the different fields.
Yeah.
And then they feel like they're not, you know, getting enough pay.
Yeah.
And then in the cybersecurity pay, they
Yeah.
can have something better.
Of course.
So, and then this is one of the, how am I going to say that? Those people, you know, they are, you know, working in many other spaces, and this is not the young people.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard for them, you know, to do the transition. And then what can you say for those people struggling, especially to transition from one field to another one?
My bro, even us in the field, bro, trying to transition good is also hard. But you know, I'm just joking. I'm actually I like to make jokes sometimes. But it's you know, cybersecurity, like what you're saying, sometimes it's money too, you know, because you need some freedom, especially in America, bro, and especially if you're in Northern Virginia. You know, bills after
All
you're
the
working,
thing,
everything is taken
bills
away.
coming every side.
So it's actually sad when I hear those stories. Some people, they're in their industry, in their career for like years, 10 years plus. They have kids, they have a wife, they have a family, they have people back home if they're Africans, you know, and they have so much stress going on, but the money is chicken chops. After they pay all the bills, there's nothing left. So cybersecurity really gives you that leverage to have a high active income. At least you know that a minimum, you're making that 6 figures range if you have the right cybersecurity role, right? So I think it's all about, first of all, making up your mind. That it's not gonna be somebody's story that some people, you hear them, they'll say, I took 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So you too, you feel like, hey,
I get my security plus in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, no. Your experience will be different. So make up your mind that if this is what you are saying you want to transition to, 100%, get ready for your experience. Because it could go left, it can go right. And then you have to also have that the faith backed up to it. Because here's the thing, you have to really see the end from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a transition. Let's say somebody's from supply and you're trying to go into cybersecurity. But bro, you have to make time to study. And also it's a structure. You need a structure. What cybersecurity do you want to do? Again, don't just go and listen to what everybody is saying.
Just jump inside, trying to do
cybersecurity is very big. So if I come and you're talking to me right now, I'll ask you, what cybersecurity do you want to do? Do you know exactly what role in that field that you want to do? They don't even know. So then they will go and take all these classes. They'll go and take all these bootcamps. They are all over the place, and they'll see their friend is also doing it. They are making it like, oh, my friend did it, and then they are all confused. They are all like, you know, mad at life. They're not even focused on grateful for what they have already. And then it's like negative pool everywhere. So I'll say that if you're transitioning, make sure you have a structure, make sure you have a focus, 100% know what you're doing. And sometimes too is guidance, my bro. Mentorship. Somebody that's already done it. That can help you genuinely, not for your money, but genuinely. Obviously, it's a service. Service, you have to pay for it, but make sure you know that this person have a good interest for you, and they're actually going to guide you and make that good transition.
Okay. So let's say for those who you work with, and then what can you say? Because you see someone will start, they have motivation at the beginning, and then in some way they will stop moving forward. You know, what can be the specific things that, you know, prevent those people to moving forward? Do you think, what can you say about that?
My bro, motivation.
Motivation?
You want motivation in life? You don't do motivation. No, motivation is good. Okay, so when I see those type of people, that is why you have to really ask them this question. What is your why? Why do you want to break into
What is
cybersecurity?
driving you? What's driving you?
Are you trying to break in or transition because you've had a content creator saying
Say
this?
this is cybersecurity, or
Are you breaking in because your African community, you go to church and you hear that there's a Benz coming, this guy is driving a Benz or BMW, that is my wife, me too, I want to drive it.
no?
Then you lose motivation in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If you apply and nothing comes back, you lose motivation. Because what is your why?
Yeah.
Are you doing it for the money? Maybe. Everybody's why is different. But your why has to be very important. My why could be, no, I really want to understand this.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of this revolution because technology is growing.
It's growing, yeah.
I want to be a part of this revolution and grow with it.
Yeah.
Because if it grows, guess what? Automatically, I'll make money.
Yeah. So that's why me as well, I like to say to people that look at it like a journey.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a lot of people out there trying to say, you know what, I can make you get inside the field in 2 weeks, in 3 months, or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you put in your mind like, okay, this is a journey I'm going to be learning, and I need to understand really the basic, because that's where everything starts. When you do understand the basic, and then you want to be a self-learning person. That's one of the big things I used to tell people. Like, if you're waiting to someone to always kicking you, like, go learn, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of problems.
The person won't show up and you don't do anything.
You don't do it. So that's why, like you say, it just say your why needs to be important, because that's something that's gonna be pushing you all the time. You was talking about a family, having kids, all those things. That's something that can be huge. Like, know if you make it, if you understand it, couple months or maybe a year, because for me, I'm not lying to you, it took me a year. But all these years I was studying until I get to the point that, you know, if you call me and you ask me a question about a specific topic, I'm able to, you know, to argue, to explain you in a specific way. But that requires time. And do it again and again until you get it. Yeah, so it's a long journey, man. It's not something that's going to come like in 1 week.
Correct.
So so now, let's say you have that security plus, and then you have maybe the clearance as well. So this is another part, job hunting, because the job it's not gonna come to you just like that.
Not like me. It came to me. I'm different.
So you know, like you said, many people, you know, they have their own way. For me, it was kind of different. So, So talking about job search, at this time you are of the requirement. Do you have any tips to how to approach this job hunting? Yeah,
man. So first things first, again, you have to make sure that you are really 100% committed, because I say minimum 10 applications a day.
All right.
Minimum. This is minimum.
That's a full-time job. I told you guys, full-time.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So minimum 10 times a day, and I talk about quality, not quantity. So make sure that before you apply for something, first things first, there's something called the ATS scanner.
Yeah.
Nowadays, with technology, a lot of the companies, they don't have time to have the recruiter just go and review everybody's resume.
Everything.
There's hundreds plus of people applying for it. So they have the ATS, which will scan for keywords. So that's why I'm saying quality over quantity. So before you click apply, make sure that your resume is tailored to the company. To make sure that your keywords will pass the ATS scanner before it can even come to a real human being to review your application before you get a call back.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So that's number one. And it's also making sure that you're reaching out to the recruiter. Sometimes they have it on LinkedIn. You know, this is the hiring manager. So once you apply, reach out. Reach out to them. Say, hey, I applied to this. You got to be hungry. You know what I'm saying? And then also networking events. Go out. Meet people. Shake hands.
Everywhere, man. Everywhere.
This
is a full-time job.
It is.
Yeah, I used to say that. Even for me, I'm not going to lie to you. All these job searching platforms, from LinkedIn to clearance jobs. Everything. I was applying, like you say, at least 10 applications a day. All the time. You apply. And as soon as a recruiter call you, man, just get ready.
Get ready, yeah.
To sell yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then one other things I was doing, you know, YouTube is there today. You have people who have videos explaining these are the type of question that they can ask you.
Yeah.
And then you just go there, you listen to the question, and then you can do some research to try to understand
more deeper.
Yeah, more deeper. Yeah. And that's the thing.
That's
and
what
then
I did.
I want you to talk about ChatGPT, man.
That's I was gonna get to that.
Yes, man.
I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, even with the questions, that's what I did. When I was at AIT, when I was telling you that.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll go to YouTube and I'll have the questions. And I think I even gave it to you the first time when I met you.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go to YouTube, I'll search the interview questions, and like you said, if I don't understand what this question is, I'll go back to YouTube or go to Google. At the time, ChatGPT was not there. That's my side chick, by the way. We love ChatGPT. But we'll go and we'll do more research.
Yeah.
So at the time, when the recruiter will call or anybody will call, if I'm sitting with you in class at the time, I'll pass you my flashcard, quiz me.
Yeah.
I'm always, you know, talking about cybersecurity, the questions and answers. But ChatGPT 2 is one of the biggest things that if you use it wisely.
Yep.
Now don't let it overtake your critical thinking ability.
Yeah.
Some people, even including me, sometimes I rely too much on chats. My side chick, I'm always like, chat. But no, don't be like me. You have to make sure that it's working as a tool.
Yeah.
Right? So you can even use ChatGPT sometimes, the job description of a company that you're applying for. You can say that, hey, chat, using my resume, compare it with this job description. Am I a good fit? Or you can even build your resume based off that job description, using your resume to input the keywords and the responsibilities in there for you. Yeah. So there's so many ways that you can use technology for nowadays.
I remember this is exactly what I did. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is what I was doing. Like when I go to LinkedIn or whatever job description, I'll pick up the whole job description. I'll say, chat, get this for me. You know, get me questions about this job description. Yeah. And chat gonna give you all the questions related to that specific job description. And then I'll try to look the different answer. And then those that I don't understand, I'll say, you know, chat, just give me the answer. And then chat will give it to you. You know, chat is doing everything for you. And then because the hard part now is gonna be the interview.
Correct.
Interview, because if you keep doing all those things now, when they'll call you an interview with engineers, you need to be able to demonstrate that you actually understand and that you actually know what you're doing. So talking about interview, we talk about the YouTube stuff. You have to go and get the question as well. So one other tips I can add here, it is something that I was doing as well, is when I was doing my interview, I was recording those. Of course. Yeah, I put a record down, I do the whole interview. And then at the end of the interview now, I put back and I listen. You
listen to yourself.
Where is the place that I didn't do? Where the place that I need to correct? Correct. And I correct that before moving to the next one. And then when you go into the next one, you're more prepared. Do this. If you have, I don't know.
A lot of people won't do it.
Interview, at the end of the 30, I don't know. I was so confident. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm telling you, come up. You see, it's simple. But it's not easy.
No, not at all, man.
Because what you're doing and what you're saying, a lot of people won't do it. They will be motivated. Maybe the first 2 interviews they will record it.
Bro, that thing is not easy.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that's the key right there. Yeah. You're giving the game right there. Record yourself, practice know what you're doing, get better at it.
Yeah, because I remember this one interview I was having. It was this aviation company here in DC.
Maybe you can pause.
Yeah. So.
Okay, now you can go.
Yeah. So, this is the thing. So
maybe let them pass.
Yeah, I do the. We're going this place. So I do the interview with those guys, right? And when I listen back to the record, I just realized that there was a question that even myself, I realized that there was the wrong way to answer the questions. Yeah. So, and then I correct it. And then the things that the other interview come in, there's a pattern of those interviews. This is one thing that I realized in some point. Yeah. those recruiters are coming the same way, asking the same question. And then at the end of the day, you understand. But the most important thing is trying to understand. Don't just trying to, master the question and the answer. When you do understand, that's what help you moving forward quickly. So,
because you never know, it's like you have to actively listen. I know when you're going to interviews, you're nervous. It's normal. That is why your introduction should be the best thing. Because the way you introduce yourself is what's going to pace the whole interview or determine how they are going to question you. But if you go into the introduction and you're nervous and this, or they will know that, no, this guy you have to really go attack him. So the introduction is very important. And then actively listen before you answer. And calm down. Because some questions you probably don't even know, but the way you articulate yourself, the way you will be able to tell them that, hey, I don't even know, but I'll go and find the answer for you, stuff like that.
And that's one thing, talking about the interview as well. Sometimes they're looking for someone who's really confident. They want to feel that.
Of course.
Like the one that you know, let them know that you actually master that. And the one that you don't know, you can not just say you don't know.
Of course.
But you're trying to talk about what you know about the topic.
About the topic,
but in a certain way, you let them know that, okay, maybe you ain't work on the topic yet.
Correct.
But it's something that so you try, but the one that you do know, trying to sell yourself on that as good as you can. So that's all we can say about the interview. And then definitely you follow the step, guys. You're going to grab something. But talking now about the roles, there's a lot of position out there for a beginner. What are the role that you think they can go for at the beginning before thinking about another role?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, cybersecurity is very big. And sometimes too, they misplace it with IT. People will be like, oh, I want to be in IT, but they're really talking about cybersecurity. So if you want to go to IT space, most of the entry level is IT help desk. It will be good for experience, doing help desk support, tickets, password resets, stuff like that. And then in cybersecurity, if you're trying to break in, the most entry level roles are the SOC, Security Operations Center, SOC analyst, where you're just sitting behind the dashboard and you're monitoring, you're detecting, you're responding to threats. You're like a security guard.
All right.
But you are indoor in AC. You're watching everything.
Just checking, monitor everything.
Of course.
Make sure everything. So now. I want you to. Do you have any advice, like step by step, or a roadmap that you can have for really someone who is struggling at this time, transitioning into the field? So what basic advice you can have the person follow to be able to break in?
Of course, man. So if you're transitioning into the field, first things first is to know what you want. Cybersecurity is very broad. There's a difference between the red team and the blue team. So if you know you want to go into the red team, then you can understand what type of roles are in the red team. What type of roles are in the blue team. If you come to the blue team, this is where I'm very experienced in, which is the SOC. The SOC path. Within the SOC, there's different levels, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And then you can do specialized things like forensic analysis. And then once you understand where you want to go within the field, then you can have a structure. Because you need a structure. If you're starting off, you're transitioning, you're getting pen test plus, but you know that you're trying to be a SOC analyst. Why are you getting pen test plus? It's because you went to go and you heard from somebody, but you didn't actually sit down and do your research and find a structure for yourself. So once you find a structure, let's say you want to be in a SOC, which I said is mostly the entry-level roles, then you go get your security plus. Start studying for the security plus. If you don't have a clearance, make sure that maybe you can go even do security guard. There's
many ways to get the security clearance. And then even in the job search, there's this word, they say ability to have a security clearance. When you search for job with those descriptions, that means they
get you a job that can get you that security clearance if you don't have it. Military is there. Invest. Go to the military.
Definitely,
don't waste time.
That's the quickest way.
Exactly.
There's many other ways, but the quickest, is the military.
One of the ways, military. Or if you're really good, if you've really done your job and you do an interview and the company likes you, then they can sponsor you
Yes,
for that
also
clearance.
to get your
So
clearance.
I'll say, know what you want to do,
What?
have a structure for it,
Yeah.
and then focus on that. If you feel like you're the person that lacks motivation, then find you a mentor.
Yeah.
Find you somebody that's already doing it, that's in the field, that can help guide you.
All right.
And then you just follow the steps, bro.
There we go. There we go. That's it, guys.
And
That's
just do
it.
the work.
Yeah. So now, like we say at the beginning, Clinton is training people to get inside the field. So, and he's talking about mentorship, all these things. So let's say, Clinton, for those who would like maybe to contact you, to be trained by you, or to want you help them to get inside the field, how can they, get to you?
Yeah, man. So we're currently building a very good educational space for people, where we teach people, trying to help, and we've helped a lot of people break into cybersecurity. There's many people that you can call, be like, hey, Clinton, oh wow, Clinton helped me. It's okay. They help themselves out. Okay. But the company is Sentinel Cyber Institute, and we're building the future of cybersecurity one SOC analyst at a time, where we have online programs. We have an online program coming up for the SOC.
The SOC, okay.
Coming into the SOC. It's going to be, there's me, I'm talking and I'm instructing. And then we also have our live sessions where people come in, we teach them everything from the basics.
Okay.
From basics to helping you land a job, mentorship, resume building. If there's events, come tag along with me, with my team, and we take you out everywhere. So it's really, it's a win-win. And we always say that we don't give you a job.
Yeah.
You give yourself a job.
We're
not no gurus. We're not no, like these.
All this thing. Yeah.
We're real. We keep it real. So we
guide
you. We have the resources.
All right.
But at the end of the day, you have to be on the interview. You have to do the talking, and then you have to get the job.
Yeah.
But we will guide you with everything that you need.
All
and then at the end of the day, man, once you get it, then we give thanks to God, we give thanks to yourself. But that's what we do at Sentinel Cyber Institute.
All right. So like he said, so in the description of the video, I will try to get all the links.
Of course.
For the website.
Of course.
All the things like the tools that you're talking about. So I'll just put everything in the description of this video for whoever want to contact, the Clinton team, Sentinel.
Of course. So the website, we're transitioning it.
Yeah.
We're excuse me. We're building a different website. But if you search Sentinel Cyber Institute, you can apply for it. It's a newsletter. You can reach out to us.
Yeah.
You can reach out to me directly on LinkedIn. Asiamah Clinton.
Yeah.
You can reach out to me on YouTube.
Or just come to the description of the video. Whatever you write there, we can pick it up from there, and I'll put you in contact with Clinton, and then you work with him. And
don't call me at 3 a.m. I'll be sleeping. I like sleep.
Got you. So guys, hopefully you get something from this, from this exchange. Clinton, I'm gonna say thank you, man. Once again, thank you. Hopefully we'll have another section with Clinton, because as I told you, the guy is in the fields.
Yeah.
And then we can break down another topic. So
of course.
If you guys have any other question about the cyber field, so feel free to ask your question in the description, and we can answer your question, or maybe make that another topic for another discussion. Clinton is here, and then I know Clinton can come join us to another session later, guys.
Of course.
Once again, Clinton, thank
you.
Thank
you so much, man. You're doing a great job. I love what you're doing. Infinite Learning podcast.
Yeah, we're just here to learn, man.
Of course, and I think I'm learning a lot from you. Maybe I have to start learning French so that I can really, next time if I come on, if you invite me, I'll speak French next time.
A little bit.
Yeah. Tu parles français? No parler français.
No, we good. We're good.
Thank you so much.
So guys, thank you again. Thanks again. If you do like something, or you grab something in this video, like, and subscribe in the video. So guys, see you in the next episode.